evening, ladies and gentlemen, everywhere around the world. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Command This, starting late as per standard operating procedure. This one's on me tonight. I owe these guys push-ups. I was having some technical difficulties. Usually my mic is pretty good, but I was having all kinds of updates, and I think I messed something up. So that one's on me. I apologize, fellas. But thank you for everyone to tune in. We have some people in the chat waiting for us. We're on CTP time. That's right. Yam knows. We're on Command This podcast. That's what we do. We're always late. Dev, is that a Jaden Daniels jersey, or is that?
It is. Hey, man.
It's a. Is it a Jaden Daniels jersey?
We doing this?
Daniels.
Don't feed the opposite. Don't feed the opposite nicknames.
Dude, you're gonna see nothing but those jerseys everywhere, man. Just wait. It's gonna blow up. It's gonna be the number one sold jersey here real soon. Then we'll all have one. The question is, do you buy a real one?
No, fuck no.
Do you just buy a,
I got one from.
You buy one that you can buy and call it good.
Yeah, it's a Jaden Danielle.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I got you. The Jaden Danielle jersey. From the wonderful people in China.
Probably for a quarter of the price?
Yes. So I got three. So I got one every color.
Oh, burgundy, black, and white?
White, yep.
Nice. Look at you, man. I guess you're not going to reveal the company, are you? Nah, I guess you don't have to.
Yeah.
You want to
sponsor me.
Hit Dev up for...
No free plugs.
Hey, if y'all want me to, I'll put the link in the description, I can get some bonus points if you click on it.
No free plugs. Phil, you can go through the chat here while I get things situated on this end.
All right, as I pull up the chat, what is up, Mumbai Dumps and Donald Trumps? It's another episode of Command This.
Mumbai Dumps and Donald Trumps.
Tonight, I apologize. That's on me. Struggling over here.
So, Yan was asking who was still pooping.
I guess you could say it was my computer setup.
And, Dev put up here that Steve ate some bad American. That's what it really was, guys. Because American food's all corn. So
corn and filler.
Corn and filler. Ryan Elias needs to poop.
Oh.
What's up, Tia? He says, "Hey fellas, what's shaking?" Deuce with laughing at the dookie emoji.
That's what we do.
Tia says, "You're looking good, Dev."
All right.
Man, hey guys, nice jersey. Can't wait for 2012. And Tia says she's gonna have to get herself a jersey. Yeah, I've said it. American food is also all taters too. Yeah, there's a big Irish influence in this country, I guess. So yeah, taters with everything.
People do love some taters, man.
Deluxe wants to know, how's the camo look on the black one? He's seen some bad knockoffs.
It's pretty. It's not that good. It's okay.
You said it's pretty good. It's not that good. Which one?
I mean, it's better than Temu. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Temu.
It's better than Temu. It's not horrible. I mean, I'm gonna get the real one too. So don't worry. That I've tried, and the guys on here know. I've ordered from Fanatics at least 4 jerseys, man. Like in the last year, and every time they cancel my order or put it on back order. Every time. It was real bad when the black ones came out. Whenever I was got the thing in the mail to get the order, then they had the nerve to give me a credit for it to get another one, but expired before the new one came out. They gave me a credit for the jersey, then expired before the jersey came out. So I never got to use the credit. So from that point on, China.
Got him. China yep. It is. All right. Well,
China.
Kick off the show. Been lots of talk this week.
As Michael Jordan once said, man. What is that called? Whenever the Chinese government, what are they called?
I have no idea what you're referencing, Dev. You lost me on this.
They're what's the name government, man? Not a democracy, but
communist.
Communist spend money too.
Yeah. Democratic People's Republic is what sometimes they say.
No, he was somebody who says Republicans buy sneakers too, is what he said.
Yeah, for Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because Michael Jordan, they were asking why he doesn't get more political. That's what he said. Because he's a businessman.
Let him handle his business. Damn. All right. So let's start off with talking some Terry. We've dabbled in this on Monday's show. The Terry stuff is always going to be at the front of everything we do. A couple questions about Terry this year, but let's just start off by a quick little 30-second skit from our guys over at All Pro Reels. If we know Joe Glorioso, friend of the show, friend of my wife, actually, the founder of All Pro Reels. Really good audio clip by Dan Quinn. Check it out.
I'd say number one, there's an incredible player there. I think for all of us here, we recognize how good a player he is. I wish all of you could see the man that he is. Like, this is a hell of a ball player, but behind the scenes, what he stands for, the professionalism that he has, the detail that he goes to get things done, the team could be really well set to get a lot of Terry McClaurins. And he's been an excellent pro for us, and seeing some of the young guys, not just offensively, but as new players are here, he's got great standards about him. And I think that's one of the best things you look for in a professional. I'd say number one, there's an.
Why they got to adopt the African music playing behind it and shit, man? Like, why they got the weird? Is this some Juneteenth music? What the fuck is going on, man?
So,
by the way, Merry Blackness to all the Juneteenth celebrators out there. Hell yeah. I had the day off.
So this is a quick graphic of every team's biggest non-quarterback cap hit in 2024. I mean, we're not going to go through all of these people's, but there's no question that Terry McClaurin is ours. And so throughout the NFL, I just want to ask you guys in the chat, is Terry respected / disrespected in this league? I feel like we find ourselves talking about this all the time. And to me, if we're talking about this all the time, then it's probably a thing.
What is this a list of?
This is the list of all of the team's biggest quarterback or cap hits, non-quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And for us, it's Terry McClaurin. He is our biggest cap hit on the Commanders. So I guess my question to you, given that he's our highest paid player on the team, and to compound that, along with him being, and I'll show this in a second, the number 18 ranked receiver according to PFF. Is that disrespectful?
I think the 18th is kind of, I don't know though. Like, I could, if you were to bring up the conferences, I could probably pull out at least 10 receivers I know are better than McLaurin, right?
Well, let's then it gets to,
then it gets kind of like Bob. Then it's a push. You know what I'm saying? It'd be and maybe we lose on stats with McLaurin there. Like, you got guys like Amari Cooper, which is like ballpark, or Aiyuk, which are ballpark guys, but they got better stats than McLaurin every year. So, yeah, I will say, go ahead, bring up the thing.
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, we can just go through this list by list, and
Justin Jefferson is better, Tyreek Hill is better, Jamar Chase is better, CeeDee Lamb is better, AJ Brown is better, Devontae Adams is better, Amon St. Ra is better, Brandon Aiyuk is more productive, Cooper Kupp is better than Brandon Aiyuk. He's better. I think Deebo Samuel is probably a better football player.
This is where you're going to start to get some questions at.
No, because they're wrong.
Right around there.
Stephon Diggs is better than the other guys above him. DJ Moore is better at receiver than Samuels and Aiyuk. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, I don't know. The Aiyuk thing might be close with DJ Moore, though. Like, those are guys like the DJ Moores, like last year's DJ Moore, the Brandon Aiyuks, the St. Ross, those are all McLaurin level guys. It's Bush, Amari Cooper, they're all like this, man.
Yeah.
But there's at least 10.
DJ Moore, Puka.
Puka's better than him.
Garrett Wilson.
Bush one. Garrett's one of Bush one. Nico. Puka's only did 1 year.
Devontae Smith.
The Bush one.
DeAndre Hopkins.
He's better.
No.
Now listen,
look,
I disagree
Terry's
with
number 18.
some of those.
Yeah, I think I think Kamari's better than him. I think Mike Evans is better than Terry too.
Let's go a couple below and see what we think. Amari at 19, Mike Evans at 20, Marvin Harrison Jr., who hasn't played a snap in the NFL, is 21.
I wouldn't put him on the list.
Amari
and Mike are better than him. Though. Keenan Allen's better than the McLaurin. Jalen Waddle's in the ballpark again. Push.
DK.
Push.
No.
Malik Neighbors.
No, I'm not putting no rookies on. No.
Chris Olave.
Nope.
Pittman Jr., Roma Guns, George
Pittman's
Pickens,
a push.
Chris Godwin, T. Higgins.
Push. Pittman's and maybe T. Higgins are in there. Godwin's a push.
Yeah.
Outside last year's stats, but before last year, he's a push.
Deluxe says maybe 5 to 6 elite, and other than that, it fluctuates based on circumstance. Greg Delaney, what's up, Greg? Says I think.
I don't know. That's probably 8 to 10.
He does not
elite.
think Amon-Ra St. Brown is better than McLaurin. Ooh.
Man,
I don't think
productive.
he's more talented. I think he's a team that allows him to be more productive.
He's more productive, and if that's what I'm saying. He's one of the guys that be a push, man. That's what I'm saying. There's an argument, but when it comes to push, you got to go with the numbers.
That's true.
Men lie, women lie, numbers never lie.
Talent and potential, that's great, but what does that mean on the field? It means nothing besides that maybe he could do those things. This is the NFL's a league of production, unfortunately, and that's where Terry's always going to fall in that realm of he never had the production because he always had shit for quarterbacks.
They always have an excuse for them, though. But
Deluxe says Aiyuk is not more productive. Aiyuk is not more athletic. He's benefited from circumstance, probably the Kyle Shanahan effect. He had, 1,300
1,600 yards, I think. I think he had 1,600. Pull it up. I think he had 1,600 yards.
You're also the same guy says Aiyuk won't get 1,600 yards with us. So
he won't. He will not. He will not.
Yeah.
He will not.
That means that you don't think Aiyuk is nearly as good outside of San Francisco.
I agree with you. I don't think Terry will get 1,600 yards in San Francisco.
Hold on. Let's put this multiplier effect or divider effect, all right, and apply it to Terry. So what you're saying is that if Terry went somewhere else, he'd be more productive, which means that he would be higher on this list. If you're going to apply logic one way, you got to apply it the other way.
This is what I think. Aiyuk could probably get.
It's just hopes and dreams. That's the problem.
Aiyuk could probably get 1,600 yards now receiving on any team. But here's
1,342.
We got a wide receiver in the chat right now. Everybody,
1,342.
Aiyuk could probably get 1,342. Right?
What up, Ant?
Our
Miss you,
friend
bro.
of the show here, 1,342 yards. He's talking about Aiyuk.
Yeah, he got 1,342. Brandon Aiyuk can't get 1,340. If you got Brandon Aiyuk on a team, he's gonna get 1,342 yards here. You gonna pay him $30 million to not do $30 million receiver shit? While we're already paying a $24 million receiver that ain't doing $24 million receiver shit.
Yeah,
while we're also paying a first-round receiver to not do first-round receiver shit. While also throwing the ball to Eckler, who catches about 70 balls a year, and Ertz. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me you want to pay a dude $30 million to catch 50, 70 balls or some shit?
That's
crazy
not
talk,
the
man.
question we're talking about.
I'm just talking about the rankings of these rankings.
My bad.
This is the broken record that Yam was talking about.
Yeah.
Is Terry disrespected by being at number 18 according to PFF? That's the question at hand.
I think so, because I don't feel like I think DeAndre Hopkins isn't as good as he has been. I think right there, I always said Amari Cooper is not as good as Terry. He's below Terry. I think Terry, talent-wise, when he's given an opportunity to produce, he's on a higher level than that. But he hasn't had great opportunities. We've tried experiments where we try to have basically a rookie quarterback throw 600 passes a year. We tried to run with Taylor Heineke. We had two quarterbacks we brought in as free agents that couldn't do anything except get hurt. We tried it with Dwayne Haskins, and that didn't turn out well. So
ask Anthony Armstrong how many yards he would have if he had a quarterback throw 600 times.
Depends on how many times that quarterback throws you.
He would do every 100 Dougies a game, bro.
He would. Hey, and I hope you're doing well. Got this.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Terry's good, man.
Anthony Armstrong would get 1,000 yards on 50 catches. That dude would just get 20 yards a catch.
Man, I mean, McLaurin runs a 4.3, bro. That's on before this draft here.
They don't run McLaurin deep. They haven't. It's always been him getting yak.
All I'm saying is, man,
it's been McLaurin over the middle, McLaurin out route. He don't see Terry run a lot of just go routes.
I mean, you're right.
And he's
some of it's a game plan, but there's only been 5 receivers up until this year that ran 40s faster than McLaurin. That's a receiver in the NFL. It's only like 5 niggas that came out since he's been in the league that ran faster 40s than Terry McLaurin has until this year, dog. So he's one of the fastest receivers in the league. Just hasn't shown it for various reasons. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough when Terry has been the only option for the longest. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that should be why you have more catches than 60 or 70. You shouldn't be in an offense that throws as much as we did last year and have to struggle to get 1,000 yards, bro.
I would argue that Terry McLaurin is not a yak machine. He's actually a yak minimalist.
Yeah.
His yak is actually horrendous.
He gonna catch everything in his radius though. That's the thing. He's catching everything, man.
Yeah. Of course.
The talent is unbelievable. So I'm hoping he earns that 24 million this
Here's
year,
his
bro.
yak per reception. 2019. This is 2019 to 2023. 3.7, 5.5, 4.1, 5.1, 4.4.
What do you think Jefferson or one of them guys are gonna have with a quarterback throwing 600
All right.
pounds, dog?
What is that compared to the rest of the league?
Yeah, I'd have to look. Let's do what? Give me someone comparable. Amon-Ra or Brandon Aiyuk? Who you want?
Terry's a hell of a.
Amon-Ra.
All right,
Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra's a slot receiver though, but yeah.
Oh, he's gonna probably have more yak than anyways.
For sure.
It's only a little bit higher on average, believe it or not.
But he got a bunch of targets.
5 and 5.6.
He probably got a bunch more targets.
Well, yeah, he had 146 in 2020,
right?
164 last year,
and he didn't play all the games.
Yeah, but like George says, Amon-Ra commands targets. So
yeah. If you good, that's how many times they throw it to you. Yeah. If you great, if they think you great, anyways. I don't think he's great, but I'm just saying, man. I love Terry, man, but. Like you said, after about 12 or so, man, there's about 10 to 12 definite better than Terry. After that, everybody's in the same ballpark.
It's subjective.
Yeah. Amari Cooper and Terry they're in the same ballpark as far as what they've done. I like them both. I like Terry more because he's our guy, though. I'm just biased.
Yeah.
But
I am interested to see if a whole new offensive plan, if it changes things for Terry. Yeah. We thought that was going to happen last year, but
every other year.
We ran an offense where we didn't have the featured receiver, right? That's just not the offense we ran, right? If it was, you would have pass plays where it's like this shit's going to Terry.
If we had CD Lamb, we would have ran one.
Commander Nash, what's up, Jay? Thanks for joining.
For sure.
Terry had more quarterbacks than most of the wide receivers. Of course, you could go through all of these. You could go through all of these people on this list and talk about their quarterback situation. Probably minus Garrett
Vikings, man. After week 8, you tripping.
All right. So Anthony Armstrong points this out. Jefferson gets schemed open. They haven't done that with Terry. They really haven't.
We're gonna learn this year.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't do it this year. What we're gonna give them?
It's almost like Terry's great. He'll find a way. Instead of Terry's great, let's find a way to get him the ball. But Terry's great. He'll find a way to get open, and hopefully Sam gets in the ball without getting sacked.
George says, agreed. We can't keep making excuses, if and buts. It's so tough, man. I just want Terry to have the fair shot.
Terry's the worst $24 million receiver in the league, bro.
Hold on. Christian Kirk's getting almost $24 million.
I said, well, he's not getting 24, so he ain't on the list. Anybody making 24 and up, Terry's the worst.
Y'all see what?
Look it up. Look it up.
You do not have to be the best at your position for salary.
No, you don't. He's worth there. He's out 24 of it does.
It's timing. It's markets. It's not necessarily where you stand per se. It does a little bit, but I don't know, man.
And if we get Aiyuk, we'll have the worst $30 million receiver in the league. I'm just telling you, that's gonna be the facts, man. If y'all want to bring up them stats with other $30 million niggas.
So is
all right. So when do we not have the worst highest paid guy at every position? Dave?
Shit, I don't know. I don't know any.
When have we had that? Because according to you, that's always the case. All right. You would think that Jim Zorn is still coaching his team the way Dev refers to the past as being the present and the future.
George says Dev is cooking. Howe threw the ball 600 times, and McClaurin was dominant. He should have showed it last year. He's very good, but doesn't take over games. So that was my next comment. Does the things we're talking about, Terry, translate to the field? Do teams have to game plan for Terry? Like, oh shit,
we have seen him do
it. I'm sure.
We have seen him do it.
But that's a game plan for every number one receiver, dog. So you ain't special.
We have seen him carry our passing game because of our subpar quarterback play.
Terry's had some good moments, bro.
Yeah. We have seen it, and this is an offense, as Anthony Armstrong said,
it's the only option.
They don't. He's been the only primary option.
So all the focus goes to him from the scheming.
They don't scheme him open. Yeah. It's just they have him run regular patterns.
What's the other receiver's name that plays for the Bears last year?
DJ Moore.
What's the other? The other one. Exactly. I bet he had better yards than McLaurin. What's the other? I can do that for a lot too. What's the other receiver that plays for the Browns outside Mark Cooper? What's his name? Exactly. You can do it everywhere, bro. You can do it everywhere, man. You can do it everywhere. Hey, man, I mean, excuses are like assholes, man. Everybody's got one. They all stink, bro.
All right. Hold on. The
Darnell
Bears.
Mooney.
You
Mooney.
brought the Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
You brought up the Bears, right? Wide receivers. DJ Moore at 1,364 yards, right?
Right.
Do you know who the next wide receiver was in terms of yards? Was
Probably
Tyler Scott with 168. No, I said wide receivers. Yeah, tight end Cole Kmet had 73 catches for 719 yards.
The Darnell.
I think he's on another team.
Yeah, 31 catches for 414 yards. I apologize. Mooney, number 2,
Mooney, there we
with
go.
414 yards. So don't sit there and tell me that the number 2 receiver on the Bears had a better season than freaking Terry McClaurin. Okay.
No, I ain't saying no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
said that.
No. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is that Terry has. They're trying to say he on out. He's been the number 1 option. Everybody else to go to. These other guys ain't got nobody else to go to either. And they seem to be getting more yards than Terry.
300 of DJ Moore targets came in one game.
Yeah, for sure.
Against.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the second player is better than Terry. I'm saying you don't know the second player on the other teams. Just like everybody saying Terry ain't have no other weapons, but they keep putting up stats, bro.
George
they got bad quarterbacks too. Bears had bad quarterback play last year too, throwing.
But but here's the thing too. All right, so Cole Kmet, 73 catches for 719 yards. I went to the Browns since you mentioned that, right?
Well, like I said, we got Eckler receiver.
Amari Cooper, 1,250 yards. Who's number 2? David Njoku with 882 yards. Again, tight end. You need, when your number 1 receiver has to be the possession guy, he's not going to get off like that, right? Yeah. He's not going to be that way. The tight end should be the possession guy. Hopefully, between either Zach Ertz or Ben Sinnott, we got a guy who's going to be that possession guy. That's going to free Terry up to go down the field more.
We're going to see this year.
Hey, make sure you guys check out
Eckler too.
The Big Doug and Carmi show. That's with George. Thanks, George, for checking in. Ant's on the Believe in Commanders podcast. Make sure you guys check out Anthony Armstrong. And happy Father's Day, man. We'll have to get you on here pretty soon, bro. It's been too long.
But you know what? If you talk to other teams' fan bases, you talk to the people who do the podcast like we do, they all respect Terry way more than about half this fan base does. You ever notice everything with this fan base is half this fan base is wrong about something? Because it's always a fight. It's always half this fan base thinks everybody sucks and we should throw it all away, and the other half is like, no, we love this guy, and if he goes somewhere else, he'll ball out, right?
No, I love Terry, dog. I'm a Terry fan. I got 3 Terry jerseys, man, and and 2 of them are real. Nah, but I like Terry, man. That's my guy. But I'm just saying, dog. Just because I like him, don't mean we should have paid him $24 million and not do $24 million receiver shit. And I've always said that. But I mean, now $24 million for a starting receiver is cheap.
Yeah, number 2s get that.
Yeah. I'm not. I have no argument about a salary at this point, man. He's still the worst $24 million receiver in the league, bro. Yep. Whether you like him or not.
So you're saying that he's worse than number 2s that are getting 24?
Well, there's only 2 of those. There's only 2 of those. Is he better than Waddle to you? Better. I mean,
yes,
clearly
he's better than Waddle. Waddle's a 9.5 yards per catch guy. All right, Waddle.
But you also have Tyreek Hill, the best receiver.
Waddle is Curtis Samuel with more targets. Okay,
I think Terry's better, but it's subjective though. You could argue he's not. He's in the ballpark though, man.
Would he do any of that without?
He's closer to Waddle than Jefferson.
Would he do any of that without Tyreek Hill on the other side? Because he commands all the attention.
We'll never know because they both signed for a bunch of years. Same thing with the guys down in Philly, dog. We'll never know.
Yeah. What's up, Phil? Thank you for joining us. Better late than never.
But I like Terry. I hope nobody's thinking that. I really do like Terry. He's probably one of my favorite players on the team. But it's true, man. You can criticize your favorite. You can criticize your teammates, man, or your players you like if it's not right, dog. If the dude's not doing the job of a $24 million receiver.
I swear I'm going to go back to every pod and I'm going to see how many times you sat there and spent most of the conversation saying, "Oh, Terry's the worst. Terry's overpaid.
He's overpaid.
40 receivers in the league that you can name that could possibly be better than Terry." And
I can.
But I like Terry though.
I do like him. I'm just saying, if you're not gonna, I don't want to get back on that Aiyuk thing, but if you're gonna upgrade Terry, bro. Don't give me a guy just like Terry or as good. Don't give me a guy as good as Terry. Give me a guy way better, or I prefer to let the guys we have now grow versus get somebody who's gonna do not $30 million receiver shit, dog. It's not gonna happen.
I'm fine either way on the Aiyuk thing.
I am too. I would like Aiyuk. I would root for the dude, man.
I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I'm saying almost every person on this PFF list has stability at the quarterback position. I'd say 95% of all the receivers have had stable quarterback positions for the longest time. The only ones who haven't are maybe the Raiders, because Derek Carr was great with Devontae, but he left. The Bears, Justin Fields was kind of a fluke. DJ Moore still produced. The Jets, because it's the Jets. Other than that, the Titans with DeAndre Hopkins. Other than that, all these dudes on this list of 32, they all got stable quarterbacks.
They didn't have Terry in the top 100. They didn't have anybody on the top except for Sweat. He don't really count.
Yeah, Deluxe says this conversation has been fired up. The answer is evidently Terry gets disrespected. The grass is not greener. Moss was washed up at the Raiders. Yeah, that's true. Marcus says if you do a film breakdown of CeeDee Lamb, they scheme him open to move him in the XY slot backfield. Terry, they add that. That's what I'm saying. Coaches' jobs are to put players in positions to be successful.
We're gonna see this year.
We will see this year because I think
here's the other thing. Instability at wide receiver has long been a problem. At quarterback has long been a problem in this franchise. Right, the times we've had the best wide receiver play were 99. With Brad Johnson, we had two guys go for 1,000 yards, and Larry Centers had like 800 yards, and tight ends who were catching ball. And then the Kirk years where, you had Pierre, Deshaun, Jameson, Crowder, right? Jordan Reed. Stability at quarterback does lead to a better passing 100%. Game and leads to more 100%. Productive wide receivers. We 100%. Have this. Okay, let's look at this. Santana Moss and Chris Cooley produced despite going through 3 different quarterbacks. 4 if you want to count Todd Collins.
Yeah, they did.
So they were still productive in spite of that. But imagine if we had consistently good quarterback play throughout that time, right? Yeah. And not the inconsistencies we saw. And I liked a lot of the guys that played quarterback for us during that time period. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they were, all world beaters, right? But can you imagine imagine if we had a Kirk Cousins type with Santana and Prime Cooley and Randall L. and all those guys. Their numbers would have been even better. And Santana Moss was putting up top of the league numbers.
Sure was.
Pierre Garçon was putting up top of the league numbers.
Exactly. Why? Because we had consistent quarterback play.
Tia says, that's true, Phil. Other teams want him too. Agreed, Phil. Other fan bases give him more respect to Scary Terry. So I think the answer is, the long and short of it, I think the answer is yes. Terry is disrespected. Let's hope this year that he is able to show everyone where it's at. Now, kind of going along the wide receiver line, the wide receiver core, PFF rankings. I'm going to let you guys try to guess because I know you probably haven't seen this. Where do you think PFF, now PFF is not the end-all be-all, disclaimer. Where do you guys think PFF ranks our wide receiver core out of 32 teams? I'll give you both.
27th.
Okay, Phil's saying 27.
I won't Phil on that one.
27.
25 or 25 would be different.
I don't know. I'm going to just go through these real quick. And then,
while you go through those real quick, Jonesy the Tattooist, thank you for joining here. He said, let's not forget that Terry has led the NFL in contested catches and contested catch percentage since he's been in the NFL. Yeah. Imagine where you'd be in the wide receiver conversation if you had a great quarterback. Exactly. How many bailout catches did Terry make?
I said he catches everything, man.
He's a catching machine.
Taylor Heineke.
I said he catches everything. The guy catches everything, and he's fast. He catches everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, man, at some point, when you're paying a guy $24 million, you got to produce like a $24 million nigga, man, and quit making excuses. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I ain't saying he can't. I ain't saying he can't do it. I ain't never said he can't do it. I've never even said trade the nigga, dog. I've never said anything like that, dog. I'm just saying that if I'm going to pay you $24 million, dog, you got to do $24 million shit. Just like if I pay another dude $30 million, he got to do $30 million and you got to do $24 million shit, which is impossible, by the way.
But the problem is with receiving core, you were at the mercy of someone else controlling your
destiny. Then why would you pay a dude $24 million when you ain't got the person to facilitate?
If you see something in them, their leadership, their potential.
You paying $24 million for leadership.
Dude, you know how good Terry's run blocking is?
Yeah, you're
How
paying
many
$24
other
million
receivers
for
saying-
blocking and leadership.
I'm just saying. They probably saw something in him that, warranted keeping Terry. So, and that was just the market at the time. That was the market. Christian Kirk set it at 18 in that offseason. He was not worth 18.
Yeah, definitely not.
And now he's up to
That-
20.
that
And
was
if he was on Washington, I would be complaining about him too, nigga.
Yeah.
But he ain't. So
Anthony says 22. Ryan says 24. All right, I'm just going to go through this list. Niners at 1, Dolphins at 2, Eagles at 3, Bears at 4, Texans at 5, Vikings at 6, Lions at 7, Rams at 8, Bengals 9, Seahawks 10, Bucks at 11, Titans at 12, Falcons at 13, Packers at 14, Cowboys 15, Chiefs at 16, Raiders at 17, Browns at 18, Jets at 19, Commanders at 20.
Yo.
20.
that's that's a little bit less than the middle of the pack.
So they have us right behind the Jets. We're at 20.
So
Inexperienced and new
they're kind of
faces.
running backs and all that too, right?
But they're asking. Yes,
Okay.
They added Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott in the tight end room, and now
That probably moved us up because I didn't count them. I mean,
They gave us credit for having new tight ends and Luke
They did.
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
hey, and by the way, Robertson can catch too. By the way, out of the backfield, he's actually a really good.
Found that out.
Catcher. Yeah. One of the positives of last year. I expect Terry to have his best year though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So much so, I don't want to add another
Appreciate you,
receiver of the same value.
Yeah.
Jonesy, you're welcome for the shout out. Keep putting up the good comments.
Patrick
We'll
West.
keep putting them up here.
Appreciate
Wow.
I don't think I
What was
have
that
a-
wow for? Is it for the question? Is it for the fact that we yell a lot on this podcast? What was the wow for?
you. Yeah. Do you think the Commanders are too high? Deluxe, as Quinn said, a 50-50 ball to Terry like an 80-20. It's true.
Yeah.
How are the
I'll give
Titans
him that.
up so high, Ryan? They have the Titans at
Oh yeah. Oh my God. They're higher.
12, and it's because of DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, and Treylon Burks out of
Wow, I forgot
Alabama as
they
a
got-
wild card. But they got Tyler Boyd from Cincinnati, and then Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. I agree. That's way too high for that group.
They should be at least 20. With 20.
But Hopkins, Ridley, and Tyler Boyd are solid. But
Yeah.
I don't know about at all. But let's see who's behind us. You got
Ridley's one of those guys that's not better than Terry, but when he's on, he's a push.
right. You got Arizona, the Colts, the Ravens, who never have
I
any
think-
pass catchers. They stay screwing Lamar Jackson. The Saints, the Jags, the Steelers, Bills, Giants,
The Bills.
Panthers, Broncos, Chargers, and the worst is the Patriots.
Our Chargers go both starting receivers, didn't they? Who's going to start their receiver there?
Don't know. They drafted
Yeah,
Ladd
they
McConkey.
did. The
They
Chargers.
lost Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Gerald Everett,
Oh,
Austin Eckler, and Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was on the field.
Jonesy says, I can't believe they said that Dotson can be a wide receiver 3 is laughable. You just got to show it, man. Just got to show it.
Okay, so I think that was a case where statistically he was the number 3 last year because Curtis Samuel got more targets, and now they got Luke McCaffrey in there, and they think Luke McCaffrey may get more targets. Jahan does have wide receiver 2 talent. Wide receiver 1, maybe kind of in a posse kind of situation where he can play a role where he's the guy that comes up with the big play, with the other guys doing more of the workman type stuff. Like when we had the posse, you had Monk and Clark were your main targets, but Ricky Sanders came up with a lot of big plays. Ricky Sanders had a couple, had some years where he was, leading the team. So Dotson can kind of play that role, in my opinion. Dotson, I still say he reminds me a lot of Santana Moss. He's got a lot of that same skill set. I said that when he came out of college that he reminds me of Moss. And I think that if things go the way we expect, I think Dotson takes a step forward this year. He seems to really, really kind of locked in on his focus because he knows that he's got to make that step. And Penn State wide receivers in this league historically have been the type they become pretty steady and reliable. You don't see a lot of like blow you away, but you get a lot of Bobby Ingrams, Curtis Conways, those kinds of guys that come out of Penn State in the past. And if we can get a guy like that out of Dotson, I'm happy because those guys were stud receivers for a decade each.
Yep. Phil Bullock says Devy's not flashy, just a catch and go receiver. Patrick West, he thinks Terry earned his money.
I mean, he's definitely he's a bargain if he's your winnable receiver at $24 million now for sure. Like that contract now is but still, there's not any receivers $24 million.
Marcus said, if CeeDee Lamb is so great, why haven't the Cowboys re-signed him? Sometimes the front office
because he wants $30 million, bro.
Open.
He wants $32 million, bro. That's the reason.
Yeah.
But we're think about y'all. This is what y'all need to think about. We're talking about Dallas. Dallas is saying they shouldn't pay CeeDee Lamb $32 million, but y'all willing to give it to Brandon fucking Aiyuk. Think about that for a second, bro.
Well, like Ant says it, they're broke. They are
broke, but they still ain't paying. If they wanted to pay that dude, they could pay him. They don't want to pay this dude on the team.
They didn't want to pay Amari Cooper either. That's why he left.
Well, Amari Cooper's not CeeDee Lamb, I don't think.
No, well, in his prime maybe, but I don't know. Jonesy says he sees Dotson as a wide receiver 2 right now, could develop into wide receiver 1 in a weaker core.
Is that a loss though if you draft a receiver in the first round and you relegate it to even just saying he's gonna be our number 2?
That's why I thought they were
possible 3.
I thought they were drafting Terry's replacement when they got Jahan out of.
We all did.
I really, really did. In that rookie season, I was like, "Yep, Terry's gone."
Maybe he can get it back, bro. That's why I don't. That's one of the number one reasons I don't want to trade for another receiver at least until the season starts, because I want to see what these guys can do, man. With our new coaching and our new philosophy on offense, man, I want to see what these 3 or 4 guys we have now can do. And if by trade deadline, man, we find out or before the season we decided, hey, man, we need receivers. If you want to make a trade for a BA or someone else, cool. But I think you drafted a guy in the 3rd round, man. You got a guy in the 1st round that's there. What are you going to do about their production when you bring another guy in? That's definitely going to demand more. It just doesn't make sense, especially if you don't know what you have at receiver yet. If you do know, fine. If they come out and say, hey, man, our receivers ain't hacking it, and we need somebody, cool. But I think they should wait until before trade deadline if that's the case. If that's what you want to do, man.
Yeah, I'm reminded. I hear reports that Luke can't get out of his breaks. Deluxe.
I really haven't heard that, but
he's gonna play in the backfield anyways.
Dotson reminds me of Moss, and Terry reminds me of Clark. Not to compare them; they're their own player. Yeah, I mean, I think
Terry's more physical than Clark. He's a bigger guy.
Clark was
and Anthony is down in Texas, so he knows just how broke the Cowboys are. He knows, man. He knows. Feels a little behind. He was saying 25. Cowboys just aren't spending. But you remember Jerry Jones like, we're all in. We're all in for 2024. Remember he said that? We're all in. And just a reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like button. Just tap a rule. We would greatly appreciate that. It's free. It don't cost nothing.
Tap it like an NBA All-Star.
A little bit of love. All right, let's talk about some the O-line situation now. So there's all this talk about trading for Brandon Aiyuk. Now there's talk about the O-line situation. There's talk about we have not shored up the left tackle position. And guess who's still out there? David Bakhtiari is still out there, coming off of his 5th surgery, and people are like, we should sign David Bakhtiari. Well, an article was posted today by Zach Selby from the Commanders, and it's believed that the team is going to let Cornelius Lucas also compete for left tackle. That's what the article says. They thought that he was going to be the answer until they drafted Brandon Coleman in the 3rd round. So now they're not too sure as far as who's going to be the starting left tackle. And they believe Cornelius Lucas is ready to take the opportunity. So my question to you guys is, we don't need to dwell on the fact that, yes, this position was not addressed in free agency depth. Yes, this left tackle position was not necessarily addressed directly in the draft, because Brandon Coleman is a wild card, right? He can play multiple places. Would it be the end of the world if Cornelius Lucas was your starting left tackle? I know Dev's not.
Hey, all I'm saying is we traded Trent Williams for Sadiq Charles, bro.
I know, man. We know this. We know this. Trent's going to be arguably one of the best left tackles in the history of the game. Bruce Allen messed that up, and that ship has sailed. Nothing we can do about that.
Ain't found one since.
No. You're right. Is Brandon Coleman the answer, or is Cornelius Lucas could be the answer? Is what I'm really trying to get at.
I feel the same way about that offensive tackle position I do receiver. Hey, I'm willing to, hey, man, see what we got, and by in the camp before through preseason, if these guys aren't hacking it, you're going to have to go get somebody in there. Bakhtiari's out there. I know that he hasn't played in a while. He's always hurt. I'm not saying this guy should come in and be a Pro Bowler, man. At least be a guy that can bridge to the new guy. that you trust can bridge to the new
there's
guy.
a guy out there named Donovan Smith from the Chiefs. He's okay. But is he better than Coleman? Is he better than what Lucas will give you?
I would rather give Lucas. I'd rather give Coleman a shot.
Humphreys. Humphreys is another guy out there. I forget his first name. DJ Humphreys, maybe. He's available too. Those are like the only two.
Did he play for the Giants?
I think he did. Yeah. So the reason why this one's important is because unlike Terry in the wide receiver position, this one affects the quarterback. Now I think they're relying on Jaden having some wheels to affect a lot of this, but this is his blind side, so it is a big deal. So I'm so curious how camp's going to open up and who's going to be left tackle. You can't be rotating reps. Someone's got to be all right. You're LT1. Go get him, Tiger. Like
I heard a lot of good things about Alex Grady though. The left guard from Chiefs. Yeah. Heard a lot of good things about him. And like people say, we didn't upgrade our lineman, but we did. I think Cosme was a great. Had a good year for him. He's like on the cusp of all-star, I think. I think that at center, I think we got a top 8 to 10 center in the league. I think that we got a quality starting left guard. All three of those positions, or two of them at least, the center and left guard, are upgrades from last year.
Yeah.
Clearly. It's get to see what Wiley's going to do with new coaching also. He also had, at the end of the year, wasn't as bad as the beginning, but when it was bad, it was fucking like Dookie award-winning bad. You know what I'm saying?
Where's my soundboard? Jonesy says Brandon Coleman will be our left tackle by the end of the season. Marcus says he thinks DJ Humphries will be the one. He played for Cliff Kingsbury. I didn't know that. They will still have after training camp. Patrick West had a lot of holes on the team, not a one-year fix, but like where we're going. Deluxe says Ant had a great point on this. Bakhtiari could be brought in as a reserve for a fallback plan. Okay, here he goes. Anthony Armstrong says Bakhtiari would be a relief tackle for me. Lucas or Coleman could break out, but David Bakhtiari says he wants to go to a contender.
Yeah,
and it feels great. That's the problem. I don't think that we're ready to contend. And just to rehash, Dev had 7 wins. I had 7. Dev had 7. Phil had 8 wins.
I had 8 wins
for prediction. So I don't think we're necessarily contenders. And does a veteran left tackle who might only have
it'll be 12 at the preseason,
a handful of years left, is he going to go to a rebuilding team? But if the money's right, he's 32. Probably I think he'll be 33 by the time the season starts. If the money's right, but last year he was making $23-something million.
Yeah, we almost got $60 million in cap space. Now we can sign him to 1 year, $10 million. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Oh, but when it comes to Brandon Aiyuk, you don't feel the same.
Man, he ain't wanting $10 million for 1 year, bro. He wants 30.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
It's like a difference. I'll take Brandon Aiyuk for $10 million every day. I'll take him for the 14 he's getting.
Marcus got it. Sports View 2, Marcus. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Play with him in Arizona.
I like
veteran off injury, gives him time to get healthy, less stress on the body. If he's break glass and emergency player, is he gonna want to take that role though? These guys are competitors. He played with Aaron Rodgers.
I try to get him in camp at least just to see, man, to see if he can do it.
He was a top 5 left tackle in his prime. Is he gonna want to be a spell left tackle? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. All I know is he said he wants to go to a contender.
I don't want to sign him to be our permanent left tackle, dog. I just want him to see if be a guy there that can be a starting tackle in case this new guy isn't. You know what I'm saying? If he plays backup, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. He can swing. It's cool. Maybe Lucas can beat out Wiley. Even better.
Yam says sign Bakhtiari. He'll play 6 games if we're lucky. Phil Bullock's talking about CeeDee Lamb is trash to him, Dev. Not saying that because he's a Dallas hater, but that's okay. You can say that. It's a Dallas hater.
Yeah.
We won't hold it against
him. I mean,
him.
fuck CeeDee Lamb, but he ain't trash.
Yeah. Jonesy says the fact we haven't signed DJ Humphries is says that Cliff knows him and doesn't want him. Or they're just waiting to see what's left and maybe they'll have to settle. I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying. I think they want to see what they have in camp and in preseason, man.
True story. So the legend of Eric Bieniemy continues to live on. Sam Cosme kind of brought that to light in a recent article at the Washington Post. So they're talking about Dan Quinn and the backwards hat, right? And Sam Cosme is quoted in the Washington Post as, my wife likes when I wear my hat backwards. She prefers it for my hat to be backwards. She just likes it way better. And last season, when Eric Bieniemy came to Washington, not only was he offensive coordinator, he was the assistant head coach. But he also made, I quote, an asinine rules that made no sense. And this included a hat rule. The offense and how grown men should wear hats. Right? Now you're putting your morality on me for wearing my damn hat. But this is Sam Cosmi quote directly. I was not allowed to wear my hat backwards in the building. So there's a fun fact there. There you go, Phil. See, Phil knows. That alarming? Is that, you know what I mean? There was something that we as players on the offensive side where we weren't allowed to wear our hat backwards. That's crazy.
I mean, you win 5 games, you don't deserve to wear a hat, period. Shit.
And then people on Twitter trying to talk about, Ron Rivera, he benched, he didn't let Cam Newton start one series because he didn't wear a tie. But the team's dress code, for almost all teams' dress codes, and if you're still on, you can confirm this, I believe it's professional attire when you travel. And the Panthers that year had ties as a requirement. So don't say Ron Rivera condoned this. Like, this is just another byproduct of Eric Bieniemy and his weird quips and his rules. And I just hate to say it, it's the gift that keeps on giving, but this was something that really jumped out to me. Like, is it absurd that the coach doesn't let you wear your hat backwards?
I don't think it's a big deal.
You don't. A big deal for what? For players to complain or for a coach to make that rule?
Both. I don't think it's a big deal at all. I don't know, man. I got coached pretty hard. Like, we couldn't wear our earrings or couldn't wear hats. We had to wear dress shirts and shit. Like, I get it, man. Like, some people are just old school, man. It's not. You mean to tell me that was the reason you won 5 games all fucking year because you couldn't wear backwards hats, bro? I mean,
no, because you threw the ball 600 times.
Yeah. If you want to talk about that, yeah. But I don't know if a hat, if it mattered. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Grand scheme of things. But it makes you wonder what else.
Well, that's the point of this article. He brought up apparently a whole ton of rules, and this was just one of them that Sam Cosmi said.
Can the Chiefs wear hats backwards?
I don't know. I have no idea. The
article does not
clarify. The article does not clarify, Dev, but I see what you're saying.
Well, they won it without EB, though.
Yeah, and then it goes on, talking about Dan Quinn. This is the anti-Dan Quinn. So, I mean, yes, the players needed tough love because what they had before wasn't working. And Scott Turner, EB comes in and he's super tough. And now remember the articles about people complaining about how hard Eric Bieniemy was.
Tight locker room.
Yeah, exactly. But Dominic.
Oh, I'm just wearing my hat everywhere except front because I figure EB wants to come in here and find me. He's more than welcome to try.
Bam. Dominic Tatum, thank you for joining. I don't know if we've ever seen you before the show, but welcome, brother. We appreciate it. Said EB is trash. The entire culture was a bust already. Praise the Lord for the new regime, no matter the outcome, because what we had was trash.
Praise be.
Says, who cares how a player wears a hat in the building? Stupid rule. What's the benefit? I get it. I mean, good idea in theory, poor execution. You probably could have put that energy towards something else, like, hey, show up a little bit early, stay a little bit later, or, to talk about a hat being this way or like, come on, dude.
Pass blocking discipline.
Something.
I get what he's doing. I get what he
focused
did.
On more running the football instead of dress codes. Yes, we led the league in pass attempts and we led the league in fewest rushing attempts. So that's something you could have focused on yourself, EB. How about that? That's
turn the offense around the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The tie about professionalism when traveling was one thing, but in the building is just silly. Just make players uncomfortable in their own building for no gain. Yeah, man, you want to. I don't even think wearing a hat a certain way. That's you instilling your morals on me.
It's basically just trying to see if he can keep y'all disciplined, man. If you're one of the kind of guys that follow rules or you're not, and no matter how frivolous they are, you need to follow them. And that's how old school football coaches are, man. We had one like that, man. I get it. I get it, but these are grown ass fucking 30-year-old men with wives and fucking kids, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And a hat,
right,
dude. A hat.
But it just makes me wonder what else.
You could have made up so many more rules that would have aligned.
That's probably no sagging. There's probably no flip flops, open toe. It's probably all kinds of little crazy shit, man. No
Once
cell
again,
phones.
I think you're crossing the line as an assistant head coach when you're trying to tell me how to dress in the building, and like Marcus said they lost the offense by midseason about his play calling. Cosby, one of the players, complaining about not running the football. Jonesy said, it's sad knowing he was a running back. It was. I'm not here to bash the guy, but like I said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Yam says EB was spoiled ass milk dud. And there's a reason. Damn. I mean, he's in college at UCLA as what? Is he a coordinator? Is he a running backs coach? I don't even remember.
Try an advisor.
He's either the offensive coordinator or running backs coach at UCLA. Like, he fell. I wanted to see him successful. I really did. I hope it was going to be with us. But
I think he could have went back to Kansas City. He didn't.
He probably could have. Phil said, really, this organization is no different than the last people. Charge as far as the draft goes. You get the future quarterback you want, but don't get him the protection he needs to be great. Well, I
get it.
I get it. It's a little early. We don't know yet.
Until it don't work, I'm gonna believe
because
him.
a lot of people think that Brandon Coleman was is much more talented than his draft status was. It's just a matter of he had his final year in college. He was playing through an injury. It caused his draft status his draft stock to drop. So there is a case where they may have gotten a steal there. We don't know yet, but I think that's their thinking, is that they got a steal in that position.
Right. Crystal Asbury, thank you for joining, Crystal. Silly rule, but the principle is basic. Like Dev said about old school, if you can't follow that rule, will you follow the rules on the
right? I get it. If I were a high school coach, and maybe even college, I would have no hats in the field, period, bro. You can't wear jewelry or nothing, and you got to wear a tie to games. For sure, man. Because, everything you do in life takes discipline, man. It just doesn't stop on the football field. It's about growing boys and the young men at that level. But in the pros, man, like I said, everybody married, got wives and side chicks and
I
shit.
think you could have put that energy into film study. Everyone give me 30 minutes after the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have put that energy towards something else besides telling them not to wear a damn hat. That's all I'm saying. All you're doing is alienating your people. You already alienated them.
Or they could have not worn a hat and quit crying about it. I mean, it's all just crazy.
Here's the thing: Cosme had a great season last season, so you can't really, act like
same title.
After last season, he's rated as one of the best guards in the league.
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and say that somehow Cosme should have spent more time doing this, that, and the other, and not worry about the hat. Or he obviously didn't have a problem.
Or just play devil's advocate. Or if he wears a hat backwards or sharing, he sucks. You know what I'm saying?
That's not going to make the difference whether people play.
Hey man, you should have kept that fucking hat on straight.
Let's talk about training camp dates that are now announced from the team. So there's 7 sessions open to the public, not the general public. And I'm just going to go through them here very quickly. So starting July 8th, that's already sold out. These tickets are free online on commanders.com. So if you want to go get your tickets sooner than later. July 28th is Back Together Weekend. The parking lot, it's a Sunday. Lots open at 7:30. Gates open at 8. Practice at 9. Monday is Salute Day. I'm guessing that's like a military theme. Tuesday the 30th, Season Ticket Member Business Network. If you are part of the Season Ticket Member Business Network, check your email. August 1st is Season Ticket Member Ultra. I think that's the special bracket for you season ticket holders. August 2nd, Friday, is general admission. August 4th, Sunday, Kids Day. August 6th, Tuesday, is general admission. So they're limited, but check them out. So just so you know, we're about a month and 8 days away from training camp opening up, ladies and gentlemen. So
are you going to the Back Together weekend?
It's already sold out, and I did not claim tickets yet.
Imagine me
because I've been busy. I probably will try to do Monday the 29th, the Salute Day.
It's only right. You know the song.
And then I feel the general admission days are going to be so crowded, but I want to try to go to one of these days. Monday the 29th is probably a good time to be sick, so that could be a good.
You'll need to go and do a video vlog, man.
Yeah, every time I go, I try to do it. They're just protective of what you can film and what you can't. Like, they'll come out and they will announce that. All right, phones away. If we catch you with any phones, you are hereby kicked off the premises, stuff like that. So, but
damn, anybody get kicked off? Was that embarrassing as fuck?
No, they'll catch people. Like, they caught people live tweeting it before. When they're installing the game book, the game plan, that's when you can't film. The Ravens were real strict about it. The Ravens had someone like literally every 5 feet watching everyone. I watched like 10 people get caught. Like,
what they do to them? They like get the fuck
they
out.
tell you put your phones away. Like they're like, you phone away. Like no texting, no nothing. Nothing. They do not want anyone filming the installation of anything or 7-on-7s for some reason. So that's what it is. So next up, let's talk about some beers and data centers. 2 things I want to cover with you guys real quick.
The beers.
So the prices for a 16-ounce beer at every stadium have been released, and of course the Commanders are on the higher end as they usually are. But if you're looking to get a beer, you gotta want to go to Detroit or Atlanta because those are $6.25 for a 16-ounce beer. That's pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Commanders are sitting at $11, tied with the Dolphins, the Giants, the Jets. The most expensive is Philly, $14.67. You probably should raise that about $3 because why? It's Philly. But the Chargers share stadium.
God, yeah, Philly Stadium is terrible when it comes to that kind of stuff.
At the link, the NFL average is $9.56, so we're a little bit above the average. But I don't think we've raised the prices on 16-ounce beers in a little while, if I'm not mistaken. Jonesy says beer's cheap in the hood games. Well, right, Atlanta has arguably the most advanced stadium in the world. Arguably.
But Atlanta does. Atlanta intentionally lowers their
concessions.
Food prices.
I think hot dogs are like $1. It's crazy.
Well, also, man,
they got Chick-fil-A in that joint for regular Chick-fil-A prices.
Niggas don't drink beer like that though.
You'd be surprised, Dad. Yeah, you guys don't, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. What do you mean by you guys, by the way? What do you...
You guys don't. You said it, not me. Beer has no discrimination. Beer will get drank by anybody. Just come to the tailgate. The problem is there's no problem. I will say that this price hasn't gone up in quite some time. I haven't had season tickets since 2015. But this seems about right. I want to say 2012 and 2011 when I went, we was about $9.50 or $10. So it hasn't really gone up that much, which is really surprising to me. I think it was
used to be the most or like the second most expensive.
Yeah, I think it was like $9.50, or $9.50, $8, maybe even $8.50 back in 2011, back when Ant was there. But he says, Ant says the Falcons took control of the food and beverage. Okay, so it's not outsourced, so it's controlled all the way within. Now I'm guessing where they make up for this, because they have a world-class stadium, is the seat license, the PSLs, where you buy the rights to pay for your ticket, and then you have to pay for your ticket. That's probably where they make up for a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah,
and that's my fear about a new Commander Stadium is, yes, we get a new stadium, but the cost of a new stadium always gets passed on to the consumer, always. So that's done through PSL. So if I want to buy a season ticket, hey, great, you're going to pay $10,000 just to own the rights to that seat. Then you have to buy the ticket. That's how it works. And sometimes it's even more. It's 20, 30 grand. And you finance it over like 10 years, like a mini house or a car. So that's how PSLs work. And if this team can avoid PSLs with a new stadium, we're living large. I doubt they will, but
that ain't happening.
Yeah. Marcus says, no wonder the Eagles Stadium got jail cells in it. Yes, the link. They got a jail cell and a judge down there, man. I was just going to say beer doesn't discriminate at all at a football game. No, it doesn't. It gets drank by everybody. And said they had made so much more in merchandise sales. Yeah, that's true.
It gets drank the most out in the tailgate in the red zone lot with me and Steve.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Actually, we drink. You kidding me? I show up with beers. People show up with liquor. We start trading. Here, let me get a shot. Here, have a can, and just you go in that stadium and you have all kinds of fun.
Yep. Yeah, Jonesy, I think they're definitely going to do. I think they're doing PSLs. The personal seat license is unavoidable.
That's just how the game goes.
Yeah, we didn't have it. FedEx didn't have it because it was built so long ago, and that's just what it is. But the data center thing. So if you haven't noticed, it's not that big of a deal, but I thought we'd share this because we're talking all things Commanders. They filed for data center plan for Commanders property in Ashburn. So if you don't know this, the new site plan calls for the development of 3 data center buildings. It's the Commanders are said they're doing their part, staying committed to the Commonwealth of Virginia and Loudoun County, and they also know that this is where many of the tech industry, come for their data centers. If you haven't ever been to Commanders Park in Ashburn, across the street is nothing but data centers. They have 162 acres. Now there's no plan to necessarily build those data centers, but they're going into an engineering plan. It's actually kind of smart because data center land is invaluable. You're going to rake in big bucks. So what I'm thinking they're doing is carving out a piece of the 162 acres that if someone, the highest bidder, wants to pay us, the Commanders, to build data centers on our property, we'll take your millions of dollars. We'll lease this to you for, $1 million bucks a year or whatever. So it's not that big of a deal, but I thought, it was enough to make the news. And so I figured we talk about this and share. So kind of smart business if you ask me. Just saying. Deluxe says the data center plan keeps it possible. 600. Oh, snap. See, I didn't know it was that much. 600 million. That's crazy, isn't it? Option on the table. Remember,
got it.
Josh Harris, Adam Peters. And,
that would definitely help finance the new stadium.
Jason Rice said it's all about improving the player experience. So that's just money that can hopefully be dumped back into the facility. Yes, we are the #1 data center in the country. Northern Virginia, man. Fairfax doing it big. Okay, the lawsuit. This kind of got quietly brought to the news 2.5 days ago, but it didn't really gain a lot of traction. So Virginia reached a $3.1 million settlement between the Commanders and season ticket holders, if you haven't tracked. So not this regime. Let's make that clear. This is the old regime. Virginia had a $1.3 million settlement between the Commanders and their season ticket holders because what they did previously under Dan Snyder, they failed to return season ticket deposits and added fees. So if you put a deposit on season tickets and then didn't and you backed away, you were supposed to get your deposit, returned to you. And a lot of times that didn't happen. So lawsuits were filed in DC, in Maryland, and Virginia. And this is just one of the settlements that continue to go. So the team said more than $600K in deposits have already been returned to 475 season ticket holders and the team agreed to pay $700K in penalties. That's wild. Now, this is still Dan Snyder, the gift that keeps on giving. But these settlements require them to try and refund all remaining security deposits on dormant accounts. So basically, if I was a season ticket holder, I'd pay my deposits, but I wouldn't follow through. You're supposed to return those as unclaimed property. And you're supposed to send season ticket holders yearly reminders of your existing security deposits. So that's just Virginia. In DC, they agreed to pay a $425,000 fine and make $200,000 in repayments to season ticket holders. So craziness. I hope that some of this stuff just dies soon. Like, hopefully it shouldn't be news anymore. But yeah, we'll see. Deluxe says Ashburn's on borrowed time. Doesn't make sense to use that land for anything but a data center. Sell that land and build back better at RFK. Build back better. I like how you dropped that, Yam. The problem is, after hearing Mayor Bowser's comments recently, I think DC's a long shot now. I think it's going to be where FedEx is right now. She wants all of these things for DC and the community near RFK. She wants high school stadiums built right around the facility. I don't think it's going to happen. I think she further alienated RFK as a build site. That's just me, but I don't know. I don't think it's happening anymore. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have a preference where you want the stadium at, but I don't think it's going to be at DC anymore.
Kentucky.
At least it stands right. Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville Commanders. Let's get it.
Yeah. So with that, fellas, I think we have reached the conclusion. And as you know, we like to end our show always with good vibes. So tell us in the chat, all 53 or 354 of you who are watching this among different platforms. What's good in your life, man? Give us some positive news in your atmosphere, in your world, so we can end the show on a positive note, man, just like we always do. So please share something good in the chat with us. And fellas, you guys got anything good to share as we wind this
vacation in 1 week for me, man, and I am looking forward to this.
Fantastic. Phil's going on vacay. Yam got a new car yesterday. Congratulations, Yam. So a new job.
You got a Daewoo
car. Daewoo. Come on, man.
God damn.
A little new to him car. Daewoo. What was that car movie with Michael Keaton? About Japanese car industry, how they came to America and just
you know
what I'm talking
damn.
about. It was right around the Mr. Mom time frame.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie too.
Yeah, pretty good. I forget what it was called, but
Richard Pryor?
no, I don't think so. 2020 RAV4, great vehicle, by the way. Great vehicle.
Oh, they gave you the same car they gave TLC. Look at deal.
Pre-owned. Ant said, picked up another listing today. Congratulations, man. Ant doing the big down in the Texas area with the real estate. So if you are, I believe it's in the Fort Worth area, if I'm not mistaken. Fort Worth, correct me if I'm wrong, Ant.
Gung Ho is the movie you're thinking of.
Gung Ho, there you go. Make sure you look up Mr. Anthony Armstrong for all of your real estate needs in the northern Texas or something like that area. Always fun to watch Ant on Facebook, man. He does his boot camp almost every day, whipping everybody into shape. So I know he's still in the football shape. Last time we had him on, talking about the possibility of Ant still putting on some pads, man, lacing them up. So, okay, he's on the McKinney Frisco side, so Frisco, Texas side. There you go. Crystal says vacation starts for me Saturday. Whoop whoop. There you go. Marcus says
I got 1 week till I head down to the south side of Virginia. I'll be in Virginia Beach and Williamsburg and all that good stuff.
There we go. The 64 corridor. Marcus says his family, India Young, was elected the national vice president here. Mother Alice deserves a lot of credit. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Anson pickleball shit. I have not played pickleball. I've seen it, but it's all the rage. Everyone's playing it, and I know that you got to move. You got to move very fast twitch movements in a small space, so it's not as crazy.
We used to call it volleyball. You smack it against the ball. Two people in that room. You smack it against the wall, whatever.
No, it's played on tennis courts. But if you know tennis courts, you have your 4 boxes on the other side of the net, and that's where it's played. And then you have your extended boxes where tennis is played. Pickleball is played in the 4 boxes outside.
I'm thinking of handball. Yeah, pickleball.
Jonesy
got recently engaged. Look at you, man. Congratulations, dude.
Yo, Dev's round your boat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm getting married on probably I think the 2nd or 3rd of July.
There we go.
In Vegas. But
there we go.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, man, rest in peace, Southern man.
Willie Mays.
Donald Sutherland. Yeah, Willie Mays. Damn, how don't you Willie Mays?
Donald Sutherland and Willie Mays, man.
Right.
Two fantastic individuals, man. Donald Sutherland, a ton of great movies. Loved him in Italian Job, the short time he was in there.
Hunger Games.
He was Othos in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you remember that.
Definitely Othos, yes. Damn, Paul Newman's gone too. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, Paul Newman's Pee-wee gone. Willie Mays, trailblazer baseball. Loved Willie Mays. Also passed away. I think he was, don't quote me on the age, 90 something. But yes, very sad to see them go. Tia says, well, fellas, I'm fixing to turn it up with my grandbaby. Came into town today. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, Tia. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in as always. Always a pleasure to see you.
What are y'all watching, man?
The 8 Show on Netflix.
What's it called?
The 8 Show. If you like Squid Games, this is a sick, twisted, demented spin on Squid Games by Korean actors. Dude, it's so good. It's 8 episodes. It's so good. I just finished it.
Subtitles
today.
Or
subtitles and American voiceover.
Oh yeah, dub. Okay, overdub. Cool.
The 8 Show. It's so good. I cannot stress how it's a game show. Like you're in a house and you're trying to solve these puzzles, but it's sick, dude. You gotta watch it. It's a hierarchy system. I'm not gonna spoil it any more than that.
I watched The Boys.
The 8 Show. It's fantastic.
Boys and Clips.
Yeah.
Little Acolytes.
Yeah. Yep. Jonesy's sad about Willie and Donald. Yeah, man, we are too. Yeah, both my middle and older sons had their first swim meet. They just ended travel soccer, so we had our first swim meet against a rival pool, and my older son finished second and third, and my middle son finished 2/3 out of his competition on there. They both did backstroke and freestyle, so it's new to us. I'm not used to this whole swim meet thing. It's 4 hours, bro. That's a long time to be at a swim meet, but they love it. So,
Jonesy, what part of West Virginia are you from, bro?
Just
hey, hold on a second.
What part of Eastern Kentucky?
Back up here, right?
You put Mountain Dew in your kids' bottles also.
You know what?
Bro.
Jonesy's now one of my favorite people in the chat, right? All right, Jonesy, you watch wrestling mainly. What are you watching? Because there's wrestling every night of the week anymore.
Hey, you know, Phil is a decorated wrestler.
Trent Phoenix.
When I mean decorated, I mean in glitter and spandex.
My 20 indie matches.
You got any pictures of this, by the way?
I don't.
That's
the thing.
for years.
That means you got to dress up so we can take pictures of it, man.
Hey, Anthony, if you're still on, Bondstone Double Oak, man, it's great. You got to try it. It's very reasonable price, like $49.
What is it? Where's that made at?
Harrodsburg, Kentucky.
That's right. Home of Abraham Lincoln, big dog.
The Bourbon Trail. Marcus is
Abraham
right.
Lincoln's birthplace.
The Lakers went and tried to hire Hurley from UConn, failed, and he's like, "I'm good, dog. We won 2 in a row. I'm gonna stay." JJ Redick, you have a good podcast. Why don't you be the assistant coach of the Lakers? And that looks like what JJ Redick's gonna be.
By the way, if you watch clips, JJ Redick's character is the worst actor on the history of the show, but he's so funny.
Yeah.
But man, you know, I like JJ Redick, so I'm happy for JJ Redick. But as a Knicks fan,
that's great. Phil, Ant said, "What was your finishing move?" You told us this before, but
it's Emerald. Okay, you have to be a Japanese fan to
Wave
really
cap.
know this one. It was
Japanese.
Emerald Explosion. That's what it was called. It is what it's actually called. It's one of those hard hitting Japanese ones. I'd have to show you a clip of it, but Emerald Explosion is what.
Hey, if I was a wrestler, my move would be the uncomfortable stare.
I call my move Crimson Sky. That's what I call
Crimson Sky. You can come flying off the top rope.
Hey, that's from Shogun, man.
Shogun, yeah.
What was it called, Phil? Emerald what?
Emerald Explosion. I can get you a picture.
Emerald Explosion. Oh,
Sounds
John
super.
Cena did one.
Sounds super weird.
Oh, John Cena did an Emerald Explosion.
Yeah, but he looks shitty.
Oh, so it's got to be a Japanese guy to do it.
Just John Cena always breaks out once a year. Every year he breaks in like a new move. His execution is kind of shitty.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Kenta does it.
This one is Emerald Explosion.
危なかった三沢光晴。しかしエルボーです。そしてエメラルドか切り返した。今度は右側頭部。そしてエメラルド。
It's a side body slam.
No, it's a shitty one. You're supposed to drop the guy more on like the back of his shoulder blades because it looks like it's a neck shot.
Let's see.
John Cena.
Okay. Either way, you guys get the point.
Anyway,
Phil,
but I would drop him more straight down than anything else.
Were you more of a full leotard guy, or did you have the bottom spanks on?
Bicycle shorts, or
I wore jeans.
Not even jean shorts.
You went Big Show. You didn't wear the Big Show. Leotard was the one.
2002, bro. I was wearing like
booty shorts.
I was wearing like
pattern.
I was wearing like sagging Calvin Klein carpet.
Great move. Josie said great move.
What would your move be, Steve? You said the Crimson.
I said I would just call it Crimson Sky.
You have any other sub moves like the People's Elbow or anything like that?
If I'll say this, if I had the opportunity,
hey yo.
At the time I was doing this, they would not allow this move in a lot of places because it is a dangerous one. Burning Hammer would have been the one I would have wanted to do. Now you see it broken out, but look up a Burning Hammer. It is sick nasty. Just
give me the camel clutch.
Yeah, I'm good. Figure 4 leg lock. I'm good.
Remember the tombstone from Undertaker. Just slam you on your head.
I like the $1 million dream. Shake them and throw some money in their mouth. That's what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Reminds me of strip club. Shake them to sleep, throw some money in their mouth.
I'm trying to remember who else had a good finish.
Okay, yep. Cheesy. I even got Kenta Kobashi doing it.
I went to church with a $1 Million Man, dog.
This is the one. This is the one I wanted to use, but at the same time, it's dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous finishers in wrestling.
Already hurts me.
Oh! That looked like I heard the dude underneath. That looked like it hurt him.
Yeah,
holy
burning
smokes,
hammer,
dude. That looks unsafe.
I got one called the wave cap. It's just
that's why I didn't break it out. You gotta know what you're doing with a burning hammer.
You gotta do the iron claw, man. The wave, we call it the wave cap. As a kid.
I'll check it out, Marcus. I'll have to Google it. Russ Smith, former Louisville basketball player, got suburban. Okay,
he does. Yes.
All right,
have some of that here actually.
We will be back next week, Thursday, doing Commanders talk. And I'm gonna hit you up, man. See if you're available next Thursday to join us. It'd be cool to have you. I'll hit you up on the side. But Monday we'll see if we'll do some all sports talk. He said that's how I busted my shoulder. Yes. Coom. Yeah, you don't want to get slammed by Big Phil. That would be.
I mean, even back then I was a solid 220.
Hurting.
I was still
hurting.
Much better. I was in much better shape than I am now, but I was still about 220. I can get most guys that I was in a ring with up on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Because most of those guys back then they were sub 200. You don't really get. You got to work at it for years to be in great shape, do all the athletic stuff, and be 200 plus pounds.
What would your name be if you were a wrestler, Steve?
It'd probably be like Asian themed,
That's messed up.
Something you like Ricky the Dragon ish, something along those lines. Yes, but he pretended to be Asian.
Short circuit style.
Dude, well, don't do unfortunately, Bryan Danielson already took the name American Dragon.
Yeah.
Hey, they had American Ninja with a white dude in it. Anything is possible.
Sure did. The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, the last real nigga alive. Yeah, Tom Hanks.
That would be
Paul Mooney.
Dev's nickname would be the Fast Black.
Oh right. Man.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll be that. I was more of a. I like the guy. What's his name? The used to come to the Godfather to come in and dance with the hoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Whole train.
Like the fatty.
He had that Boston brain. The Boston brain kick nigga with Bad News Brown. I like this move. The Boston brain
Coco
kick.
Beware.
Yeah. Junkyard Dog come in, listen to the Queen.
Jonesy, when I go in here and do live streams, I will include wrestling segments.
Yeah, he said message me to talk wrestling sometime. Jonesy, if you're on Twitter or X, hit Phil up. He's Phil Credible. It's in the description of the YouTube video once it gets posted. Make sure you check it out.
Or Husky Muscle on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Another thing of good news I talked to our buddy Mark Frado. Mark Frado is the voice of Commander's Field. So he's the guy on the mic up in the stand saying, "First down, Commander," that guy. His contract got extended, so he was on a 1-year deal, but now it's indefinite. So our guy Mark is now the indefinite voice at Commander's Field. He's also putting a bid in to be a Final Four commentator. He also does Wizards so he's also the voice of the Wizards at Capital One.
And he got his autograph copies of 2K.
He sure did. So hopefully Mark gets the bid for Final Four. That would be fantastic. He also does the New York, whatever the New York MLS team is, he does that as well. So Mark is just
He also does this.
My name is Mark Frado, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
Hey, I don't want to come with the throat goat, but
we love Mark. We love Mark. I just can't do it, man. I don't know how they do it. That projected voice.
It's because of the fact that he projects from somewhere around his genitals, and it just comes out.
Hey, when you get a throat goat, Steve, you can do that.
Maybe not. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the great live stream tonight. It was fantastic. We really appreciate you guys. We might be back Monday. Definitely back for sure Thursday for more Commander stuff. There's enough all sports talk. We'll be back Monday. Training camp starts at the end of July. We hope to see you there. So with that being said, thank you. And as always, peace.
Hold on. I got something.
Hail what, Dev? Oh, see, messing up the flow, Dev.
Hold on.
Try to do the outro, dude.
Hold on.
This is live.
I got this. Y'all need to get this new app.
It's called Fart.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You know what? This is going to go down like the Alexa fart. One time Dev said Alexa fart and never worked out.
They gotta have Bluetooth down somewhere or something.
All right, Dev. I think.
It didn't work. Don't buy that app.
All right, I need my sad board back. All right, guys. Peace. Inhale. We out. Still here.